Hello guys, welcome back to another trading video. In this one, we're going to be going over HLBZ, which is today's largest gap up, being up around 96.5%. So quickly, we're on the 5-day 5-minute because we did actually do an analysis on this on the 17th. If you can see, you can go back and watch the video, or you can see here or it might be on the 17th, 16th. We plotted these support and resistance lines on that day, and you'll be able to see that we said when it pulls back, the third deviation, which will mean the third line down, is a key level. If it closes below, it will most likely continue bearish and go back down to kind of where the beginning of the gap started. Otherwise, if it bounces off the third deviation, we'll probably go into a new all-time high, and it's not something I would trade because it would be highly risky. And that's exactly what we saw. We hit the fourth deviation, the other fourth deviation then came into the third deviation, and as soon as we did that, we had a bounce. And you'll see when markets open today, it's now gapped up, obviously that 100%. So that's just a key kind of thing to see how it played out, and that the analysis did play out as we thought. Now we'll go on to the daily chart, see if there's any gaps that need to be filled. And as you can see, there's quite a lot. Obviously it closed here, came down to here, then we filled some of this gap down to here. So we still have this gap fill area between $13.45 all the way down to $9. But through this time we have created new gaps. So obviously we gapped from here all the way up to here, and then since then we filled in most of or some of this gap, and now we still have another gap fill to do from $27 all the way down to $14. So this whole area here is a gap fill, and is more likely than not going to be filled. So does provide a lot of downside potential. Now we'll go into the daily charts and the 4-hour charts to see where standard deviation is telling us it will go. So obviously, again, the same thing as I always do, and if you watched the previous video, you would have known. $19.20 all the way down to $16.06 are those key levels, because this again will do the same with this. We're waiting for the move down to this fourth deviation, waiting for it to break through and touch this third deviation on both the 4-hour and the daily, whichever one's higher. So in this case, the third deviation on the 4-hour is higher at around $17. So with HLBZ, we will be waiting for it to come down to $17, and if it can close below $17 and also $14.54, then it will most likely continue all the way down to that $9 gap fill. Otherwise, if it bounces like it did this time off that third deviation, we would most likely break a new high, so we could probably even break the $42 mark, even though that is very high. But that will be that key level to be looking out for. But on the way down, you can still be looking at small bounce areas, and kind of confirmation to that the short is working, and that will be any of these deviations are all confirmation that it's getting weaker if it can be closing below these. So we will place all of them here, and you'll be able to see each of these are key levels. Obviously the 16.90 all the way down to 14.54 is that key level. You want it to close below that 14.54 because that's basically confirmation that it will just continue down and fill that gap. But on the way down, you may get small bounces at each of these levels. So 13.45, which is the beginning kind of this gap fill, and then also those key deviations, so 12.35, $13, etc. So those may provide small bounces, but most likely won't be reversal zones if we're closing below that third deviation. So that's the main thing on HLBZ. We would have a main short target of $9, but you could always play it down that bit further to the first deviation, or the bottom end of the first deviation, to around $8.50 all the way down to around $7.75. So hope you like the breakdown of HLBZ. If that helps, definitely drop a like. Otherwise, see you in the next one. Peace.